We are doing this. Good morning, everybody. This is Pete Cohen, half naked. But hey, there's nothing wrong with being half naked. You know, it's just, I've got more hair on my chest. It's just I couldn't find any clean clothes this morning, you know, so I couldn't find any clean clothes. So I just thought I'd wear the next best thing, which was either something dirty, anything at all. As you can probably see, if you just saw me jump up in the air like that, let's just share this publicly. That's what we need to do. We do what we need to do. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all here. And one more place to share this in, and then we can get started. We can get started on something pretty awesome, which is day 4 of Conquering Stress, even though I really probably shouldn't have called it that. But hey, we all make mistakes, right? Who likes to make mistakes? Right. I am now going to also just record the audio on here as well. Why? Because I can. Let's shut this down. We're going to shut this down. And we are in the house. Are we ready? I'm going to record this as a podcast as well. Why not? There we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Oh my God, he's half naked. Well, today is a very important day. This is all about conquering fear, but you will never truly conquer fear or conquer stress, I should say, because this isn't conquering fear. I'm so fired up. This is all about conquering stress. But where does stress come from? It really comes out of fear. Why am I topless? Even though those of you that will be listening to this on the podcast will be thinking, well, I can't see you. Well, just imagine me topless. No, you might not want to do that because it might cause you a significant amount of stress. The reason that I am topless is because I've just been to the gym. No, the real reason I'm topless is I want to put this t-shirt on because this t-shirt signifies something to me. It signifies my 365. This is like what Superman wears or Spider-Man wears. I am a superhero in my own life. Let's face up to the fact that we all want more than we have today. But what causes us most stress is what we are chasing. What are you chasing in life? Many of us, what is causing most people stress is they are pursuing happiness. I will be happy when. And we have looked at some amazing things since we've been looking at this subject. How many of you are really starting to realize, wow, I never thought of it like that. I never really thought of it like that. Now, this is the first step, as we all know, to changing anything. And please, guys, feel free to share this. I know that what people are about to hear today is going to change someone's life like you wouldn't believe. Whether it's the first time they've ever heard a My365 video podcast, whether it's you've been following me for a while, this is going to change a lot of things for you because people change when their perspective changes. Most of you know that. You know that in life you go through things and often those things are quite stressful. And then when you come through the other side, you have a learning. I spoke yesterday to a good friend of mine whose son was diagnosed with cancer, and I've watched his journey. And I can't even begin to imagine what that must be like to go through that amount of stress. Because why do we get stressed? In most cases, it's because we care about things. And when we care about things, we often want to protect them. And that causes us stress because we're not in control of it. And what's incredible about my friend Russell and his journey is now he's in another place in his life and his son is so much better, made an incredible recovery. The learning, the growth that he has got from that is just on a different level. It's just on a different level. And my challenge to every single one of you is to face the truth. To face the truth, because truth doesn't really reside in books. Truth doesn't really reside in what people tell you. I think the truth, it resides in you. And as long as you are alive, as long as you're breathing, as long as you're causing problems in your life or challenges, however you want to look at it, that is the truth. Your problems, your challenges should be your inspiration to do great things. Now, this might sound like I'm giving a sermon, and yes, maybe you could take it like that. Because if I had only one thing that I could ever say to you. Imagine this was the last thing that Pete Cohen would ever, ever, ever say to you. And that's it. No more broadcasts. You'll never see me again. I'm gone. I'm checking out. What I'm going to say is that, hey, you right there, you watching me. Hey, you know what? I believe in you. And I know just how capable you really are. And I know that what probably happened to you is you grew up. And through growing up, you experienced lots of different things. And through going through life, you experienced a lot of stress because you tried to fit into a world. You tried to conform. Maybe you went to school. Maybe you struggled at school. Maybe you tried to, what do I do? Do I drink? Do I smoke? Who do I hang out with? What music do I like? What clothes do I wear? And you started this internal communication with yourself of trying to fit into a world that was never yours in the first place. So when did you feel most alive? When did you feel most happy? What were your dreams? What were your goals? What were your ambitions? Were you living those at that time? Maybe for small moments. But because you were maybe made to fit into something that wasn't yours in the first place, it caused you stress. What is stress? Stress is something you are doing to yourself. That is one of the biggest things we've explained this week. Stress is something you are doing to yourself. Unless someone is pushing you or pulling you, in most cases, stress is something you are doing to yourself and what you learned to do. Like so many people, because you felt you weren't good enough. And don't worry, it's not just you, it's everyone. We live in a world where people are under constant stress because they put it under themselves because of the messages that they're receiving from the world that basically says to them, hey, you're not good enough. You're too fat. You're too thin. You're not the right height. You don't have enough money. You're not married. Haven't gone to university. A world that is constantly giving you those messages. Whereas once upon a time, you didn't know any of those messages. You didn't know. You didn't even understand the words, but you made sense of them in your own way and you conformed. And you fitted into a world that was basically telling you you're not right the way that you are. Hey, by the way, do you know what happens to lobsters in the ocean when they get bigger? Their shell is the way that it is, and they get bigger, and the shell puts so much pressure on them. The lobster has to go through so much stress to actually break it, to come out and then form a new shell. That is how we grow. If you want to choose the path in life where you really get in contact and you really decide to pursue something that is important, you need to live what Aristotle said in the 4th century, the eudynamic life, eudaimonia, which is you are meant here to grow. You are meant to put on this earth to leave a mark on this earth. You're not here to grow, to be in a life where you're living a hedonic lifestyle, where literally you might be seeking pleasure and all you want to do is feel good and you want to avoid pain. You want to avoid pain, but life isn't like that because how we grow, we are a part of nature. In order to grow, we must feel stress. And this is one of the big things that I said to every single one of you. And hopefully you heard this. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You have a choice. You always have a choice. And the most easiest choice to make is the choice that you've made before. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always go, you'll always get what you've always got. You end up in no man's land. You never really move forwards. And that's what many of you are doing. You're still playing around with working on being a better version of yourself. And that is causing you more stress than probably anything else. You think you're not quite right the way that you are. You're battling yourself rather than waking up and going, hey, you know what? I'm a hero. I'm a hero. I'm a hero in my own life. I am a hero. Why do you watch films? Do you not want to see a hero in a film? Every film's got a hero pretty much. And you identify with the hero, but then you just go back to a life that says, hey, you're not good enough. Try and do what everyone else is doing. Just be like a sheep and go everyone else, rather than rising up and saying, no more. My time is time to shine. What do you do that makes you feel most alive? What do you do that gives you the greatest joy and satisfaction? Even thinking about it, doing it, and especially after doing it. That feeling of, look what I did. I got up at 3:30 this morning. Why? For you, was it stressful? Yes, a little bit. A bit of resistance in my head going, why are you getting up at 3:30? Your alarm's not set to 4. But when I think about what I can get out of it, I think this is what I've got to do. What have you got to do to be a better version of yourself? This is it. This is it. Recognize 2 key things. What are the things that you can control, and what are the things you can't control? The things that you can't control, my friends, now is the time. Now is the time to get better at letting go of the things that you can't control and focus on the things that you can control. I love my life. Say it with me. I love my life. And when I get stressed, when I experience stress, I have a choice. I can either be threatened by that stress and go, oh my God, I'm under threat, I'm under threat, I'm under threat. Woo! Or I can use that stress. I can use it. I can channel it. I can accept it. I can use it. It's an activation energy. The biggest danger when we feel or think about stress is we ruminate. We go over and over, and that increases the stress. We also, those of you that think, oh, I shouldn't get stressed. I need to reduce my stress. That can put even more stress on people. Rather than when you look at successful people, they have learned how to use it, how to channel it, and become a better version of themselves. So when you see someone like Kate who writes, I love my life, well, she probably loves her life because of what she's had to go through to get to the point. And it weren't all a bed of roses. It wasn't. What she's been through is very similar to what, I don't know, many of you have been through. Whether it's battling depression, whether it's getting over a serious illness, what you go through can make you stronger. So when you face the battles in life, come on, bring it on. Obstacles, what do? They make me stronger. It's time to rise up and recognize that you are a hero in your own life. I can't emphasize this to you enough. This is your life. It's not anyone else's. Maybe you have huge amounts of responsibilities with children and jobs, but you always have a choice. You always have a choice. There's not too much more I want to say on this subject because what else is there to say? I'll do a review on it tomorrow. I mean, here are all my notes, because for the last week, I've been going crazy. Waking up, 3:30, stuff streaming out of me that I want to share with you because I know what you're capable of. And I know what the world needs more than anything else. It needs people like you that go, you know what? I want to be slimmer, fitter, healthier, happier. I want to be financially free. I want to make people happy. I want to be happy. Well, get on and do it. And if it's a big goal, then expect big amounts of stress. How do we do this? How do we get really good at this? Mindfulness is one of the most powerful ways. I spoke to one of our My365 members yesterday, and she was telling me that through doing one of our meditations, that she really just became aware of what it is that she wants to do. And she wants to help people who are older, people who have had strokes, people who are having difficulties in life. She wants to show them how exercise and activity can help them. So if she's going to do that, well, guess what she's going to face? Stress. Where's the biggest amount of stress going to come from? In here, going, can I do this? What will it work? Blah, 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 blah. You know what that voice in your head is there for? So you can do the opposite and tell it, okay, I can say that to myself, but look what I can do. Look what I can do. Look what you can do. Many of you have showed up here so many times, every day, and your life is amazing. You've become fearless. You've become, but don't stop. What's next? What's next? What's next? The reason you are on this earth today is because people before you experienced stress for you to be on this earth. Whether it was the stress of giving birth to you, or the stress of your great forefathers who had no money at all and had to go and steal something or do something or create something for you. This is your life, my friends. And just like the TV program that some of you remember of a certain age group, which was This Is Your Life, when an Irish guy called Eamon Andrews would come in and basically they'd surprise someone, they'd sit them down and say, this is your life. And they'd talk about the person's life and they'd have guests. Oh, I haven't seen this person for years, and they'd all tell stories. Your life ain't over, my friends. It ain't over tomorrow. Tomorrow it's a blank page. But what we do today, what we learn today, can have a massive effect on what we do tomorrow. So what are you feeding your mind? If you're feeding your mind stress, worry, anxiety, sadness by all the things that you take in and what you say to yourself, good luck, my friends. It's time to be a superhero. It's time to love stress. It's time to see stress as a way of challenging you to be better. Who's with me? Are you with me? Because if you are with me, let's do this. Let's do this. Don't expect it to be easy. Don't wish things were easy. Wish you were better. And the best way to get better is to give yourself what you need. Loving kindness, to meditate, to move, to exercise, to enjoy, to laugh, to love. Let's do this. I've only just got started. 100 million people around the world will be affected by this in a positive way. Some won't, some will, some won't. But the ones who will, that's you. That's you. That's you. And show this to anyone you want. You know, show it to anyone you want. I dare you to show this to people and say, look, just watch this. What do you think about this? Because some people will go, well, is this some weird cult, some sort of religion? This is a movement of positivity. It's your movement. It's yours. It's your success. It's what you are doing with your life. Why were you put on this earth? To be amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you being here. I'm just going to, what else can I say? What else can I say? If you haven't checked out all of our podcasts, check them out. We've done nearly 100 podcasts, and all of them are done just for you. So I recorded that on there. Let's just say goodbye to you guys on Instagram. Much love. End the video. And I'm just going to make a quick summary on here for 20 seconds. Are we ready? Hands free. Oh, no, take that off. Don't it? Where we go. I'm talking to myself. I'm experiencing some stress. This is day 4. What have we been talking about? You being a superhero in your own life. You know what? It's time for you to rise up like never before. A great broadcast. Thank you for showing up this morning. Please share this. Let's get the word out there and let's be the very best we can be. Have an awesome day. Take care, everyone. This is day 4. What have we been talking about? You being a superhero in your own life. You know what? It's time for turn the volume down. Have a great day, guys. Much love to all. We will see you soon. What has been your biggest learning from what I've just shared with you? What is it? I dare you to share it. People just don't get this either. They really don't. And it's fine. Some people do, some people don't. The reason about showing up and sharing this journey with other people is one of the most significant factors in helping people create the life they want is when they are surrounded by people who are doing the same thing. We are so affected by the environment around us. And some of you maybe don't have that environment the way that you would like to. Maybe at home, I don't know. Maybe even with your friends. They're only doing the best that they can, but you have that environment here. This is such an incredible environment. You need to show up. You need to share. You need to keep learning and growing. And if you don't want to share that publicly or in our groups, that's entirely up to you. But at least write it down and talk to other people because you don't want to be alone. The only reason you're here is because of the collaborations of human beings. If you can collaborate with great people, you can do great things. That's enough. Love you guys. We'll see you soon. All the best.